Yo, what's up guys? So today we are going to talk about stock market oil futures, the VIX. We're going to do a little bit of stock market fun. As you can tell, I have my background here. I'm very intelligent because I have a guitar and a lot of books right here, and I like to work out. That's for something else that I'm going to be releasing later. But we'll talk about I saw this great video on utility bills. I think in like Western Virginia. The AP did a video about this. I thought it was just interesting. Donald Trump went to a UFC event. Crazy. I mean, the president is going to a UFC event with Marco Rubio, too, of all people, while J.D. Vance, Stephen Witkoff, and Jared Kushner, the Jewish envoy, are literally trying to talk with Iran about possible World War III. I find that very silly. Continuing. Interesting enough, Israel kills over 300 people right before ceasefire talks. Typical Israelis, I guess. So Iran talks with J.D. Vance. We'll have a little video of that. Worship crossing during peace talks. Very interesting. I don't think it's real. Who knows? It could be a propaganda thing. Risky though, if the United States actually went through and did that stuff. I think the strait is closed. Charlie Kirk killer. Interesting stuff right there too. Charlie Kirk killer, they basically could not prove, I believe through the ATP, some bureaucratic organization like tobacco and firearms and stuff, ATF, I believe. They basically said that, the evidence for the hole in his neck was like, didn't make any sense. They could not find bullets. So he might even be exonerated, the kid. But the whole thing is bullshit. Lastly, we'll talk about Melania's sloppy seconds of Jeffrey Epstein. That was very, very interesting. So let's go ahead and let's get right into it. Let's see. Ooh, that's not it. Alright. Let's watch these rednecks. Put on these headphones.
The rising cost of utilities definitely does have some effect on the reason we're going to just under one roof.
After we went through our first year, we looked at the electric bill, we looked at the rent, we realized we were not going to make enough money. So we had to raise the rent. And that was what started a lot of the rift with the West Virginians, that we were going to have to raise the rent when they had had camping the same way for so many years.
Yeah, that's crazy.
$100 to $1,500 bills for electric. And West Virginia has decided that they're going to run on coal for at least 2040. You don't have a choice when it comes to electric and water. And so, you can't decide to just not have electric for that month. We're seeing businesses lock up, businesses are closing.
I mean, I just find it hilarious that these guys are now like super upset. It now affects them, so they're like, crying and whatnot. But come on, we told you guys.
Sad, walking down there seeing it.
The left is always right. And then everybody else starts listening, like Tucker Carlson says some stuff, and like people are just like, Tucker Carlson is so correct. It's like, we on the left have been saying this since the get-go.
Like, I had a bunch of stuff made up and everything and was getting ready for Valentine's Day because holidays were $700 to $1,000 days. So I would have had the money if I could have just got 2 days. Just 2 days. We closed down on the 12th. The electric being so high made me struggle on pretty much everything else. Once I got behind, it was like I could not dig out of that hole. And every time I would pay a big lump sum, then the next bill would come in and it would be even higher. We're in the
the crazy thing is, these people voted for Trump. And like, I feel bad. I do. I genuinely feel bad. I hate that small businesses are hurt.
3 lost their jobs the day that I closed because I was down to 3 for the winter because I knew. And we lost our only source of income at that time.
14 months ago, we opened up this small gallery here, which is only 1,900 square feet. We just love it here.
Dude with the long hair maybe did not vote for Trump.
Really beat it with the high
No, it could be
energy costs.
just a vibe. But I don't know. A lot of people got conned. A lot of people, smart people, got conned. It sucks to suck, but
and I told him, look, I'm a senior citizen. I'm 71. I'm an artist, and I have a gallery, and I'm trying to help the community.
yeah, it's sad. That's sad, but.
Us to help our community.
Anyways, you guys can watch the full video if you guys want. Just look up the AP and utility bills. So we already went through that a while ago. So here's Trump going to the UFC event. Crazy. I just find that mind-boggling. Let's listen to JD. Let's listen to them talk. They do like a storm out together later. We won't watch the whole thing, but look at him.
Well, good morning, everybody. And let me say a couple of notes of appreciation. First of all, to the Prime Minister of Pakistan and to Field Marshal.
He looks so
Muhammad,
uncomfortable.
both incredible hosts. And whatever shortcomings in the negotiation, it wasn't because of the Pakistanis who did an amazing job and really tried to help us. And
I will die for Pakistan.
bridge the gap and get to a deal.
That's
We've
all I
been
can
at
think
it now
about
for
when I hear
21
or
hours,
see Pakistan.
and we've had a number of substantive discussions with the Iranians. That's the good news. The bad news is that we have not reached an agreement, and I think that's bad news for Iran much more than it's bad news for the United States of America. So we go back to the United States having not come to an agreement. We've made very clear what our red lines are, what things we're willing to accommodate them on, and what things we're not willing to accommodate them on. And we've made that as clear as we possibly could, and they have chosen not to accept our terms. Questions?
Sir, Nick Robertson from CNN. Precisely what have they rejected here? Can you help us understand it a little bit?
Well, I won't go into all the details because I don't want to negotiate in public after we've negotiated for 21 hours in private. But the simple fact is that we need to see an affirmative commitment that they will not seek a nuclear weapon, and they will not seek the tools that would enable them to quickly achieve a nuclear weapon. That is the core goal of the President of the United States, and that's what we've tried to achieve through these negotiations. Again, their nuclear program, such as it is, the enrichment facilities that they had before, they've been destroyed. But the simple question is, do we see a fundamental commitment of will for the Iranians not to develop a nuclear weapon, not just now, not just 2 years from now, but for the long term? We haven't seen that yet. We hope that we will. Jen.
Was there a framework on anything? And also, did the Iranian frozen assets come up, and did you reach any conclusions on those frozen assets?
We talked about all those issues, Jen, and we talked about a number of issues beyond that. And so certainly those things came up. But again, we just could not get to a situation where the Iranians were willing to accept our terms. I think that we were quite flexible. We were quite accommodating. The president told us, you need to come here in good faith and make your best effort to get a deal. We did that. And unfortunately, we weren't able to make any headway. Preston.
Mr. Vice President, how often did you communicate with President Trump throughout the negotiations? There were reports that there were multiple rounds where there were breaks in between negotiations. How often did you communicate with the president throughout those rounds, and what was he saying as you were going through these negotiations that you said fell short?
Yeah, obviously we were talking to the president consistently. I don't know how many times we talked to him, a half dozen times, a dozen times over the past 21 hours. We obviously also talked to Admiral Cooper, to Pete, to Marco, to the entire national security team. We talked to Scott Bessent a number of times. So look, we were constantly in communication with the team because we were negotiating in good faith. And we leave here with a very simple proposal, a method of understanding that is our final and best offer. We'll see if the Iranians accept it. Thank you.
Did you go
Look at
to
the walk.
Prime Minister Netanyahu at all today? What about the Strait of Hormuz?
So awkward.
Did they give you any indication of the Supreme Leader's health?
They like walked out of her like the B League. Terrible. Now, okay, going back to some sinister news. So right before these talks, too, Israel did a little Israeli, trick and just killed 300 people right before they had these talks. I guess I believe personally they weren't really in the loop when Donald Trump was gonna, ask for this ceasefire, and they kind of were like, "Holy shit, Lebanon is included in that." I mean, if you look at Apple Maps right now, notice that the villages in Hebrew are there. I'm gonna show you guys in just a second. I'll show you guys later, but the villages in Hebrew are all there in Hebrew, but the villages in Arabic are just non-existent in the south. Like Litani River in the south is just not existing anymore. You can't like zoom in and find the names of them, which is really fucking interesting. I mean, you look into the Crimea, and I'm in no way, shape, or form a pro-Russia guy, but if you look at Crimea, and it's been technically owned by the Russians since, I don't know, 2015 or something like that, they've still kept that as Ukraine. It's just interesting. It's just interesting the way these big corporations and all these, they all collude. There's really just like a global elite. But anyways, sad. They've been killing a lot of journalists too. They really just don't care. But they did this specifically right before they then, like, literally, look, they injured, oh my gosh, so many people. And then they were like, okay, ceasefire. Let's talk about the ceasefire. America made us talk about the ceasefire, and I think that was even, that's just crazy. And look, here Israel launches new attacks in Lebanon days ahead of rare direct talk. So this was 23 minutes ago that they released this. Even the New York Times can't even run away from this. They all even have to say it too. Come on. Oh, we didn't talk about futures or stock market stuff. Here, let's go to the stock market stuff. So I forgot. Oil, man, oil. Look at this. This is what is this time? Yeah. Can we like zoom in here? I don't know how. Anyways, you can see this jump since the beginning of the war. I mean, we even supposedly came down to like, $60 or $50 in the futures market at some point. Gasoline. It all went up, and it's probably gonna go up more. Thanks. So another interesting thing is the VIX. I think the VIX tells you a lot, and the stock market bros will honestly they'll tell you the VIX is an interesting thing to look at. I use the VIX a lot. I mean, just to look at what the stock market is thinking, and this is them. Very panicked, very volatile. I mean, the $19 VIX it's pretty stable. Surprisingly, it went from like $30 down to 19 at the ceasefire talks, which is, I think, incredible. I did some trades there. I bought in some VIX futures, some call options there, and not even far away, like really like a week and a half away. I think they're gonna hit $30 again, because like I said, the ceasefire talks were bound to go bad. Anywho, interesting. Yeah, the VIX went up, went down, and it's probably gonna shoot right back up again on Monday because of these whole ceasefire talks. And like I said, if you want to learn more about volatility, look up some Reddit chats, and it's a very interesting thing, especially if you're just getting into stocks. Did the bullet come from that kid's gun? Tyler Robinson. Remember, he had like the Discord chats that were real and then weren't real and then were real again. It's crazy. This is literally the biggest BS. The FBI, they've dropped the ball so hard on this one. So hard. Supposedly the ballistics don't match. And I mean, there were people who were saying that in the beginning on those YouTube channels and stuff. I mean, they were saying that for a while. So you got to listen to those guys. Start listening to them. Those crazy dudes that shot watermelons and stuff and were like, this is not how it works. The 30-06 puts a big old hole in people. I don't know what people are saying. Just saw a couple videos. That was interesting. yeah, they said supposedly there was 2 warships going through the Strait of Hormuz. I don't know. Kind of see. I think it's bullshit. I think it's bullshit. I don't think they actually went through. I think it was American kind of propaganda. I don't know. I couldn't really get a clear Iranian source on this, saying like they definitely denied it, but it's hard to find these like the other side. But I just you can't just trust America whenever they say stuff. They lie so much. Anyways, last but not least, we dropped this bombshell. Remember when she just came out and was like immediately like, I didn't do anything wrong. And everyone's like, what? What is she trying to distract? It's funny, like they use the Iran war to distract you of the Epstein files, and then some people were saying now they're using the Epstein files to distract you from the Iran war, which I find hilarious. That would just be so funny. But basically, Melania Trump was the sloppy seconds of Jeffrey Epstein, and Donald Trump came in and swooped in. And this chick is the one who said that she's her friend for over like 20 years or something like that. And basically, some crazy stuff happened with like, she got kicked out of the United States from her husband, who's like Simpoli, this guy right here, to keep the son. So the guy like called ICE on his wife, I guess, so he could have his son, which I just, it's crazy. I mean, wild. This guy's very corrupt, Trump guy anyway, so he's a piece of crap. And I mean, she's probably a piece of crap too for doing whatever she did. But anyways, that's probably the end of it. Well, not for this story. This is probably going to get very, very spicy. That's the end of this video. Thank you guys for watching. Please leave a like or subscribe. Love you. Bye. Oh, wrong thing again.